This is my next space. Though I think the greens will look beautiful in here. Whites won't really show up as much on a whole white background. So I'm hoping to add some of my jadeite. Will it be glowy? We're not going to blacklight this. It's jadeite. It speaks for itself, even whether you put a black light on it or not. Because I collect a lot of the jadeite I collect is the McKee, which does glow. And this is my latest purchase of McKee jadeite, which is a sanitizer jar. And I'm hoping, oh, it does fit. I wasn't sure. See, because this is 3 different sizes. And I was hoping that it was going to fit on here. See how good it looks against white? That's why I put it in the one cupboard. But I feel like we're not appreciating it as much as we could. And I just recently did that sanitizing cabinet, though I'm not sure how that looks. I'm going to grab it because I got the theme going on here. I won't necessarily, because that's the only sanitizing piece I have. Most of it's like kitchenware, So yeah, I want to see if that little cupboard that I did is a little apothecary will fit on here somehow too. If I have to move this one side or the other, I will do it. I will. This is actually one that I had in my own collection that I repainted. I had it forever in a corner cabinet next to Chris's bathroom in the house. And we just didn't see it. You didn't see it at all. It was cream. It was, chippy. So I think sliding this over, it's okay. It doesn't have to be oh, it's not symmetrical. Well, this one is luckily on felt, so I can slide it. But we have these. You have to have your thermostat. So I wasn't sure if yeah, you could still get to it as long as I don't ever touch the thermostat. I just deal with whatever it is that's, I don't know about your household, but it doesn't really bother me. Though I don't know how well that color jadeite goes with this. Recently get this color of jadeite. I just recently got this color of jadeite. This is the only jadeite piece I have in this color. Because it's not glowy. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. I like the shape of it. So I didn't really think I'd ever collect the Fire King, but maybe. I have a whole section in my retail booth at Hog Creek of it. I buy it and I add into it all the time. So if it doesn't match, it'll be okay. We will make it all flow because I love that sanitizing jar. So the gentleman that sold me this is the same gentleman that sold me the little general store cubby that I have all my littles in right now that you saw a couple videos ago with the pie vents and stuff like that. He gets amazing picks. He bought an old barber, like a barber's collection. So even though that may not go up there, I do think it flows. So it kind of, if I put it in this grouping, I think it's very pretty because then it goes with my wording that I did. No regrets doing that ever. Loved how that turned out. Love how the chippiness turned out. It just looks like that's the way it was meant to be, other than I wish I could have done the black lettering. I'll figure it out someday. But I did have one other feature I wanted to do here. I know I need this whole thing, but I had how you get these ideas in your head and you're like, I want to have, I picked up clay marbles. And clay marbles, wow, they are not cheap. So I put them in the eBay comp set, and I haven't sold them. But then I keep running across auctions, and I am a sucker when it comes to things that I start collecting, and the next thing I know, I'm buying way too many. And then I'm like, hey, Chris, I'm starting yet again another collection. Yeah, clay marbles. I'm sure some of you are wondering, what is a clay marble? It's just what it is. It is not glass, not plastic. It is made of clay, made of dirt. Here's some shooter ones. I don't know the age. I don't know how old they are. Look them up on eBay. You'll see the comps. Some of them have the fun little lines. So I have a green canister lid, clear canister I thought would be perfect, that I had put my pie vents in, and I thought that would be perfect. So my greens they're just going to be greens. They're not all going to match. They're one of those things. Well, kind of it's not terrible, but I wanted it to be in something clear so you could see them. And this is how I bought them. So, it's glass. I don't want my glass to break. I know this sounds bad. I'm sorry. Well, sometimes when I'm at auctions, people they're going for the other marbles, which I know nothing about. And I saw somebody on an Instagram, and she was adding to her clay marble collection. And the next thing you know, I'm like, oh, well, now I kind of want to collect them because she made her collection look so cool. Oh. So it seems like the going price, if I read it right, is like $2 a marble, give or take. I may be wrong, but the last time I looked them up, that's about the going price on. And then they were in this. Hey, And I actually bought these. I took the ones I had in my booth, and then I was making my trip after I do it all the time. When I go into stock, of course, I'm going to check out to see what everybody else had brought in too. So, and then somebody underpriced these, especially as full as this jar is. I was like, oh, okay, well, I need to go home with those. They're very, very cool. Very conversation pieces. Like one of the booths here locally, and she has little baggies of them for $30. Like, but once you pop on, yeah, about 15 of them, yeah, there you go, $30. So that is all I have, but that is a good start to a collection, even if I never add anything else to it. There we go. Got my insert. Oh, and my lid screwed on right. I always have a problem with lids screwing on. Now it probably won't screw on tight right because I had to add that piece. I am the worst person when it comes to lids not going on straight. There we go. Now, at least to add to this, I wanted to do a set. A coffee, tea. I think I don't know if I have the right color sugar, but I know I have coffee, tea. This cupboard, see, like my sugar is a different colored sugar. They're all a little bit different. So that was my thought process of it all. Like, okay, well, I want a set to come out to be able to see over here. So pepper, sugar, flour. Let me see if I have a salt. So I had no idea when I purchased this at an auction what this bird cage was. It was green. I was attracted to it because it was green. That's my color I added with my white wood black. Coal miner's bird cage. You think, oh, that's cute. They have a pet. Oh, that's cute. They take it into the coal mines, and if the bird dies, they know to get out because the carbon monoxide is too bad. Poor bird. But So I didn't know when I bought it at auction. So when I went to list it, people told me what it was, one. And when I went to list it, Google recognized what it was. I did not have a clue. So the price was a little bit on the higher side. So it never sold off eBay because it had like a 130 price range. But I'm like, that's fine because it's green and I like it. So I will go ahead and I will keep it. And if I'm going to mismatch greens, I'm going to just mismatch greens. Then with this sugar, Chris got me this butter for Christmas. So I'm going to add that in there too. And then we're just going to play and see where this all kind of goes as I'm looking around at my stash of what I want to add in. Yes, like I said, if you're just going to mismatch them, just mismatch the whole thing is the way I look at it. Because this shelf actually has a plate rack, but, oh, well, see, in the middle shelf's the small one. So I could, meaning that there's a groove back there for the plate to sit on so that it just doesn't fall. So that might work for me anyway. Because I have a divider plate also. Divided plate. That color does not match. Why does it matter to me? I don't know. If my family could have afforded Granimals back in the day, I probably would have been a Granimal girl. But I definitely like the green on here a lot. It's like those pieces that are shut in there that you don't get to see as much. Like this, even though it's not a complete set of measuring cups that are old, they are chipped up. Sad that it's not a complete set, but that's just how it is. But because I have those, I really feel like I can add wood to rise anything up to make a little grouping too. And so it doesn't fit. That's going to be the story of my life on this cupboard. Beautiful breadboard. You know, sometimes we can make it work. Separate it off into sections. A little bit different of a section. Like treat this as a section and treat that as a section, like two sections in the one section. I love my breadboards. That I do. Though again, they're hard because you got to find the right space. That's why when we put them in our living room, that was like the perfect little area for them because they fit. Another little breadboard. I think that would fit back here. So we got the wood. There's the wood, the wood, the wood. Wood. Though I might change it out. Stagger. Opposite. Might flip that. The zigzag pattern. That was my first ever one that I got for $5 at the US. No, it was the 127 sales where the gentleman just, it had gotten rained on. He had no cares in the world about the stuff. He was just there to make money. He left all that stuff out in the rain. Ben clocks I passed on because you tipped them upside down and they had water in it. Oh, that hurt my heart. Very much hurt my heart. Well, my little birdie needs to be, he's an unfinished birdie. That's okay. He'll dry. I haven't had him up in a while. But tying that tying that in. We'll see how this works. If a Bible, this is like somebody's homemade piece, and I always have had a Bible open in it. You could have whatever you wanted in it. But see how we're getting more wood to kind of offset everything. So I have these old Bibles that are actually brown in color and very tattered. I don't even know. I think that's English. I think it's English. I don't know. I didn't love it on there, but I think I will do the little stack on here though. Well, maybe not that. That looks a little bit redder. I think I'm going to add more wood. So these little pantry, these would have been spice holders. Because I do think, like when it comes to the jadeite, that green that can be very overpowering maybe. I still unsure because I haven't found what I want necessarily to sit on here. And then I have a couple more pantry. So that one's too big, it's hanging off. It's hard to believe that was Tupperware back in the day. That's what you would have put all your food in. Does not seem very sanitary. Sometimes you just have to play. No, too big. Nope, too big. That didn't work. No, maybe this piece of history, it was in somebody's booth. I think Joanne, I think it was hers. And then somebody put their family record in it, and it like 1857 to 1872, the marriages, the births, the deaths, sweet handwriting. Though it sits back a little bit farther, like that would have been perfect, but then that makes it upside down. Oh, there's writing on the other side. I don't want to rip it. Somebody double stick taped it. Okay. It's just two sweet little pieces of double stick tape. I've had this for a while too. I didn't know that. Oh yes, just sweet. Oh, look at that little sweet handwriting. Like almost so tiny it's hard to read. But I think now that I know that, I'm flipping it because I don't put anything else on it, and it sits better this way. I don't know who the family is, but they're my family now. You know, buy an old print. That's Aunt Mary. Look at this little pottery pie vent. It's fun to have fun stuff in there too. It doesn't always have to be, which that's probably vintage. It's somebody's handmade. I mean, I love how they did the mouse and the tail and the little feet and hands. The colors go. You know me, I don't know if less is more or more is more. I'm a maximalist for sure. I do have, like, this is just a little saucer. Not sure if I like that it's the same height as that one though or not. We'll see. We'll leave it there for a little bit. Remember, my tea had a hole, so some tallow berries. I know you wouldn't think jadeite and tallow berries, but why not? I'm not sure. I have some of the English crockery that doesn't have any wording on it. I'm going to see if I can fit that in there. And I have a few pieces, which I think that's not going to work. That's too small. But I can fill it in with here. I don't hate it. I don't know if I necessarily love it or not. I have to leave that there because it's holding that plate back there. The old wooden cross, if it fits. Oh, it does fit with a little rosary on it. It's funny how I got to move it over a little inch. Gotta move it just an inch. The books are so old. As soon as you touch them, a little piece of them comes off. Yeah, I'm liking it. Some old paintbrushes. Sometimes you're gonna have to put something in the bottom to get them to. If you have control issues like me, I want you to be this way. I don't know. I have some of my pieces and parts. Which, I mean, you don't see like maybe that's just what they stamped on. You know, the butter molds. I feel like I need to bring some crockery here, and then I have this marshmallow root. So I have crockery on each, I have wood on each, jadeite on each. I actually even have this that I can fill too. I like the bird on top. I have the top of that, but that'll be when I'm all done, said and done, I'll do a home tour of the whole house. Because then I wait to see what I have left for the top of the cabinets, unless I have already been inspired by what I'd like to put up there. Just kind of wondering if I put this little crockery, which looks like an ink, and then maybe open this up for like the medicine bottles. A lot of is medicine bottles, but I'm sure I can come up with something to put in there. Well, these seem appropriate. This is some kind of a cream. And then this one is the toothpaste. And then this one is cold cream. Though I didn't really have much white in here, but I do feel like they would be okay on the bottom here. I wish they were a little creamer, but hey, you know what, you're gonna take what you can get. So I was gonna see if my little general store, like this was a store display and it would have been selling the little protectors, and I wasn't sure if I can make it work in here. It's kind of hard because it sits back. You wish it was like here, but it sits back here, so I don't think it's going to work here because I don't want to set stuff terribly in front of the jadeite. I'll find another place for it. So I don't know. This just by chance happened when I was taking down for Christmas, and I put rolling pins in the slot pot, and I'm like, well, if I have white over there, I don't know. Oh, that's not bad. I like the green handles. It took me a while. We're probably not as long as you'd think it would take somebody to collect green handle rolling pins. But I have some on the floor, but I wanted to get them up so we can enjoy them more. And there's that wood that I needed to add in here. in my not for sale sign that sometimes I use in my booth. It's a rolling pin holder is what it is, which probably would have came with one of the marble, the marble rolling pins. But I just happened to be at a garage sale and she sold it to me separately. They weren't put together. But I have my one and only milk glass rolling pin with the green handled. And so we'd like to show that pretty off. So see, because I brought that white in, I was trying to bring other white in to tie that all together. And I think I'm doing really good. The greens don't match, the jadeite color doesn't match, all the wood doesn't match, but I'm still loving on it, that's for sure. So I have these greens that I've saved out. Like, can I add a little bit more white in this way? I mean, because I have that pie vent, have a pie vent. Maybe that pie vent's up there. And then that one down here. And then this is a potted meat, and it's in the green. That way I'm bringing the white element in here a little bit. Maybe the little apothecary would be a good place. I don't know. So I was picking up receipt pick to put my tree topping, my red tree topping that I put it with my swung vases for Christmas, and apparently I have quite a bit. So maybe I can put the collection of them. I just kind of kept out the same hue that was similar to each other. He's a little crooked. Oh, he's fine now. Just something about when you group a collection together, it doesn't necessarily have to make sense. So really, I don't even know if I need those in there now. As I have this collection of receipt picks in here. The little green bottle.